Classic mode has just been released into Master Duel. Beginner's Classic was leaked to us 2 years ago. It states that vintage cards are all the rage. Enjoy an environment that's different from standard. Now, unfortunately, this is a temporary event at the moment. It's called a tryout duel. Time travel back to 2004 using cards up to November 25th, 2004. That is 20 years old. The first player going first also draws during their draw phase, which was the original rule 20 years ago. Let me show you some gameplay. I'm also going to show you some world champion deck lists and win streaks. So here's a duel I was having on the ladder here, where they're going to be potentially going for game. Scapegoat is back as one of the best cards. This card was actually limited to 1, I believe, on the 2005 ban list. So we're going to block that attack, and now this is it. The Sacred Phoenix of Nephthys is going to be reborning from the graveyard after being destroyed, wiping out all back row cards on the field. And now we're going to use Metamorphosis, turning the Scapegoat token into the Thousand Eyes of Restrict, taking control of their monster and restricting everything else from attacking. We're going to Metamorph again into another Thousand Eyes of Restrict, absorbing the face-down Marshmallow and using Hand of Nephthys to tribute the Thousand Eyes of Restrict to summon the Sacred Phoenix of Nephthys from the deck, and then we have game. So even though the game was a lot slower back then, there is still a lot of excitement and fun duels we could have. I've been having a good time with this. Let me show you what the World Champion deck list looked like back then. And hopefully through some good feedback, a lot of you could get this into being a permanent game mode. That is what I would love to see. So if we click on this deck, and we instead go from standard to the Time Travel 2004. This was the 2004 World Champion first place deck list. Now, we can't use cards like Confiscation nor Forceful Sentry, not even Dark Hole or Raigeki. Graceful Charity, which I have crafted, it's not usable. Even Mirror Force is not usable. But if we look on over to a 2005 deck list, maybe you want to copy something like this too, you'll see something else that you could closely, kind of copy for the event yourself. So looking pretty similar to the 2004 World Champion deck list. We have Morphing Jar, Delinquent Duo is banned for this event. You could use as many bottomless trap holes as you want. This card was limited to 1 and or semi-limited back in my day. Royal Decree, I'm sure, is pretty good. Tribe Infecting Virus, limited to 1. Can't even use Brain Control. So let's see what the 2006 deck list looks like. And then I'm going to show you what my deck list looks like, and I'll show you some more duels too, or maybe at least one more duel. Now, this was the 2006 World Champion, where Cyber Dragon is not available for this event because it was released too much later. Sangan is banned, but Cyberstein is legal, and not at 1. You can play up to 3. We have a Zero Priest, which is a good light monster that can attack all monsters on the field. Nobleman of Crossout is in game. This is crazy. What really sucks about this event is it's going to be expensive for you to craft the ultra rare cards if you want to play the event to its maximum, which me, like a fool, I did exactly that. Even though this is a 3-day only event, I don't care. I want to have fun with this, and I want to encourage Konami. I want to see Konami to see that they made some money off of me and that they should continue with this. What did I craft them here? That's right, I crafted a 2nd and 3rd Scapegoat. I crafted Pot of Greed. I crafted I had a Change of Heart. I crafted a Heavy Freaking Storm, which this card just came back, I believe, in the OCG. So this is something that may just come back naturally. I crafted a Premature Burial. Holy moly, let me show you some crazy gameplay with this deck from a recent duel that I had. And then I'll show you some win streak deck lists also. How about that? So let's start off with one of my duels here. Let's do this real quick. Clicking on this one. Yes, this is a good one. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. So while this is loading up, I could show you that these were some deck lists that win streaks happened with. Ooh, a zombie deck with Vampire Lord. The memories are coming back. The nostalgia is insane. So I have the dual pause right now. We also have, what is this, like a burn control deck, Secret Barrel, Burn, Gravity Bind, level 4 higher, cannot attack. I really like the zombie deck here. This one, Gravekeeper Spy. We got Dekoichi on flip, draw a card, Chaos Sorcerer. What else is looking good? This is like a Dream Clown control deck back in Duel Links. You would just restrict your opponent from being able to attack, and then on your turn, you'd flip up the Scarabs, pop a monster, flip it back down, flip up the Locust, pop a back row, flip it back down, then flip up the Lakuta, draw a card, then flip it back down. Also burn for 1,000 damage every turn with the Stealth Bird. Absolute insanity. And, you know, oh my gosh, Konami, this is free money. You're printing money if you release this event officially as a permanent game mode. So hopefully they take the analytics from this. So let's check out this duel here. The opponent's got Card Destruction, Lightning Vortex, Luster Dragon, Gemini Elves is not the biggest monster here versus my hand. So let's see how this plays out. T-set, that's right, T-set back in the day. We got Wabaku. We're going to Mystical Space Typhoon that Wabaku, so he cannot be destroyed by battle this turn nor take any battle damage, but that's okay. We're going to be whipping out our Exiled Force. I have no idea what that face-down card could be, so I'm thinking maybe it's a Mystic Tomato. That would be a card that wants to be destroyed by battle, so we destroy it by card effect, but the Twin-Headed Behemoth will trigger off of being sent to the grave to reborn during the end phase, a once-per-duel effect. Whipping out the Luster Dragon, we're going to be blocking some attacks with Scapegoat. Why am I using Hand of Nephthys? Well, the Sacred Phoenix was limited to 1 back in the day, so I'm thinking if it were limited to 1, maybe it's something I should be abusing in this event. So let's see if it works out. And it also combos up really well with the Sheep Token. So I have a really cool combo coming up with the Mirage of Nightmare. Tributing a token, summoning a Sacred Phoenix. If the Sacred Phoenix is destroyed by card effect, it's going to wipe out all back row cards during the next turn. Now, you're going to see why Mirage of Nightmare is banned. During the standby phase, which is right now during the opponent's standby phase, draw 4 cards. But the downside is during my next turn, I have to discard 4 cards, randomly discard 4. So I'll be drawing and then I lose 4 cards from my hand. But will I? Get ready for this. Lightning Vortex, discard, wiping out my entire field of monsters. That's fine. Lightning Vortex is a card that was limited to 1. So what we are going to be doing, because we could choose the trigger priority within the standby phase, I'm going to Sacred Phoenix, wipe out my own back row, and now I don't have to discard. It's not a lingering effect. It's an effect that must activate again during the next turn. You could do this with Mystical Space Typhoon even. Damn. We're going to Snatch Steal up that Twin-Headed Behemoth, whip out our Jinzo, negating all traps here. I don't think he has a Light and Dark to even summon the Blackluster Soldier, does he? He has a Light, a Wind. What is it? Mass Dragon. Let's speed this up here. And yeah, you know, I'm really, even though a lot of this dueling could be quite slow, I think there is a lot of excitement to be had. This is 20 freaking years ago. I think a lot of big streamers that stream other games would come back to Master Duel to play this. If this were to be its own format to run in parallel with our main format, with updated ban lists, its own packs coming out, this would be huge for the game. Now, get ready for this play I'm about to do. You're not going to believe this. Troop Dragon states that if destroyed by battle, special summon a Troop Dragon from the deck. Well, we're going to have to deal with that. We're going to use Breaker the Magical Warrior, wiping out the Solemn Judgment, summon our Tsukiyomi, flip down the Troop Dragon, and we do not want to destroy by battle, so we're going to metamorph our Sacred Phoenix into a Gatling Dragon. Toss 3 coins and destroy monsters equal to the coin flip result. Thus not destroyed by battle, destroyed by card effect. We then attack for game, just like that. Yes. Oh my gosh, I don't even remember. Did I show you my deck list, right? Yeah, I show you my deck list, and I want to play more decks, but what really sucks is this event is only 3 freaking days long. That's it. All of this is going down the tubes after 3 days, all the cards I crafted, but hopefully Konami is just trying it out to then enable it permanently. Please, we need to send back surveys, feedback. I don't know, you kids got Twitter, right? Tweet at them or something. Make this happen. This is gonna be the final duel, and then we're gonna end this on a good note here, yes? Let's see. What happens? A gadget deck. Gadgets are nuts. Gadget plus creature swap. That is a crazy combo here. Injection Fairy Lily was on the ban list in 2004, so I'm thinking it was actually banned. So if this card's banned, I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna play her. I can Mystical Space Typhoon, my own Mirage of Nightmare, before I have to discard during the standby phase, so that's gonna be good here. Swapping up the Injection Fairy Lily, we're gonna flip her down so she does not pay 2,000 life to get that boost up. Tons of gadgets in the hand. Solemn Judgment can negate pretty much anything besides a monster effect. We're going to wipe out our Mirage instead of using the MST on the back row because I have a Jinzo, which stops traps. But Solemn Judgment negates the summon of Jinzo before negating traps. What the hell? We have Torrential Tribute, so that's okay. We're not gonna on the flip of the lily, but on the summon of the gadget, torrential it up. So this reminds me back in the day of having to play around back row cards here. I probably would have attacked directly with the Injection Fairy Lily, and then main phase 2, summon the green gadget. Could have dropped me down by 3,400 life points. We don't play around back row anymore because that's not a thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! So bring back row through classic mode Yu-Gi-Oh! We have triple Magician of Faith, a card that I believe was semi-limited. DD Warrior Lady was limited to 1 back in the day, so this is something I definitely wanted to abuse here. He's got Shrink, he's got Smashing Ground, just endlessly one-for-oneing our cards, and then having infinite resources with the gadgets. That's how they win, and they pretty much are winning this duel because of that. So let's see what we do here. We have Metamorphosis, which works well with the Magician of Faith. I'm going to just T-set this up. We have Ring of Destruction versus 2,500 life. If I could deal enough damage, we could win next turn. Ring of Destruction, popping it for 1,850 life points onto both players. Swinging into the Magician of Faith, I'm going to be grabbing my Mystical Space Typhoon to deal with that Shrink. You're not going to be shrinking game. Let's see what we top deck. Off the top of the deck, Magician of Faith, exactly what we needed. Mystical Space Typhooning that Shrink off of the field, summoning our Magician of Faith, metamorphosizing it into 1,000 Eyes of Restrict, absorbing the red gadget, and then attacking for game. Classic mode Yu-Gi-Oh! And you see the extra monster zones? They make this official. They could wipe them away. They could make the field even bigger. The card images would look better. Konami, you have to, please. Let's look at some of the comments here for this event. Wish they would add a classic mode so we would justify crafting banned cards like Pot of Greed. I still found the justification myself to craft it anyway. I get they don't want banned cards in any pack. You know, we got to have classic mode packs, okay? Make this an official game mode, classic mode packs, big streamers, big communities. A lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Boomers are going to come back to Yu-Gi-Oh! You have to see this. You have to see this. If we go to the Steam charts for Master Duel, everyone came to check out the game. Look at this, 260,000 player all-time peak. But now it's down to 34K every 24 hours is the peak. So a ton of people visited the game on release and they're like, what the heck? This is not the Yu-Gi-Oh! I remember from the anime. This is not the Yu-Gi-Oh! I remember from 20 years ago. This is now modern Yu-Gi-Oh!, which a lot of people are, you know, really unfamiliar with, and it's a lot more different. And I'm a fan of modern Yu-Gi-Oh!, but I'm also a fan of classic Yu-Gi-Oh! We could have both. We don't have to choose one over the other. Have a different classic mode ladder that resets every month or maybe every 2 months with updated ban lists and classic mode packs coming out. Why would Konami not do this? They have the resources. So again, that's going to be the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this, seeing the World Champion deck, some highlights, and some win streaking deck lists. If you want to submit your deck list, you could hop on over to the discord.gg/masterduelmeta, submit your deck, we'll put it onto the website, and we are now out.